there's gonna be an adaptation of the Moro arc and the Granola arc at some point, and I hope when they do it, they fill it out more. Like, I'm not saying that you have to do a lot of filler, but like tell more about the backstory.
What? I don't want no filler.
Oh, that's that good shit.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ooch. I'm here with my brother Ooch and the homie Kai and our special guest, Brother Geekdom. And we are back again. Once again, how y'all doing today? Wow, we made it this far, guys. We really did it. Episode 50, 50, half of 100. It's been a few years, and of course, it's been a long time since we've had a guest. But who better than to have the big bad booty daddy? You heard it here first. Okay, the man, the guy you know as Mr. Dragon Ball himself, Brother Geekdom. How you doing today, sir?
I'm very good, bro, and I'm glad for two things. Number one, I get to come back on here and make up for my strange performance last time and do a better show. And number two, at least one of us in this freaking call or show is representing, you know, La Vaya Mesa, bro. At least one of us is, bro. At least one of us is, bro. Just saying.
Funny thing is, we're all Hispanics here. That's the beauty of, you know, I feel like a lot of us are Hispanics in the Dragon Ball community.
It attracts everyone, bro, from all kinds of different countries. You know, Latin America is actually, in some ways, almost, if not close to being as big a market as North America, bro. It's huge down there. So
yeah, I believe it.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So, Brother Ush, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Can't complain about the day, you know. Not a bad day at work. Got that lifting, you know. Body feeling good, you know.
Man,
as
I can
healthy
tell.
as can be, I guess. You know what I mean? That's all. That's how I'm feeling.
Flex on him. Kai, sir, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I actually had a really long day at work, but I'm here. I'm here anyway. I'm chilling. I'm ready to go.
Yes. That is good to hear. We're all here now, and that is the greatest part. It's episode 50, so this could go crazy because this is. I don't want to say this is like one of those like recap anniversaries, but in a sense, we are pretty much going to talk about a little bit of everything, but a lot of the more recent things, especially now that we got Geekdom here. There's a couple things, sir, that I need to know how you feel, because I've been saying this. We have been saying this, right? And I'm going to be very, very blunt here, with all respect, okay? There's so many things that I will always reference your videos, right? Because
I appreciate that.
Right. I always go on record saying, like, your videos are like required viewing, especially if you're trying to like really understand like certain aspects of Dragon Ball and all that stuff. And so, always, right? And I had to reference a video you did a while ago, which you know is probably one of my favorites. The one you did about the like the apes, like the transformations and the relations to Super Saiyan 4 and all that kind of stuff, right? And I feel like now, with the things that we've been seeing out of this manga, and just with, you know, Broly, right? And you know that I'm the Broly guy, right?
Right.
Well,
he's back in the new movie, bro, so we got something to look forward to.
Oh yeah. We could talk a little bit about that too, but
good. I have stuff to tell you.
Okay, good. Great. It works out. All right. We're going to get some juice today. All right. So, with all things considered, and how it just seems like we are kind of getting ourselves prepped for some sort of, maybe, obviously they're not going to call it Super Saiyan 4, but they're kind of like hinting towards that idea that there is still that possibility that they could end up using their inner potential, not just potential, but it's like almost like a source of power that they haven't really visited since they had Tails. And you know, and I've been saying this ever since the Broly film, that I feel like if he still had his tail, things would be a little different. And I've also said that I feel like the rules that we have been shown, it's not all there yet. I feel like Dragon Ball does this thing where they'll tell us something, but then they won't tell us the whole idea. And one example from that is just fusion. with the Patara earrings. That was one thing that we all thought we knew until they said actually. Okay, because in Dragon Ball Super, what happened?
They retconned it.
They raw. So you see what I mean, right? So, and they've been doing that for, you know, a lot of things just kind of going forward. So my idea is like, well, imagine if, like, you know, we understand that Saiyans need a moon. They need the waves emitted from said moon to then transform into an ape. Well, you have a guy like Broly. His power is so crazy and, you know, out of control that I feel like, you know, when they basically confirm, when Paragus confirmed, like, it seems like he just tapped into his great ape, like, you know what I'm saying? But he still kept his form.
He was channeling the power of a great ape while still maintaining his form. But you know what's interesting, if you remember, before the movie came out, we got that cool little preview. This is months before it came out, of the Saiyan in the iceberg, and it had a tail. So I think that there's a possibility that earlier drafts of that movie may have had Broly with a tail, and that may have been changed. So that stuff is always really interesting to me to look back on.
Right. So good. I'm glad we're on the same page here, because like I've felt like that was a good starting point, right? But then our boy Kai, he reminded me of something else, that Broly isn't the first hint or seed planted towards this grander idea that, like, yeah, they're gonna pretty much bring that back, whether they call it Primal Instinct. I've been calling it Primal Instinct just to kind of, like, I don't know, give it a new name.
That's a cool name, though. I like that name a lot.
Oh, well, okay. All right, we're batting 100 today. But
I love that name.
Yeah, so that's fire. So Kai brought up that this actually goes back to when, Kai, you might have to jump in on this one, because I think I remember you saying that this goes back to when Goku, in the Tournament of Power, he comes out with the first form of Ultra Instinct, and he had that roar.
Yep.
Okay.
But I just want to say, I made a video about this. If you watch the Japanese version, the true version of this series, every time someone finds a new transformation, you hear the Ozaru roar in the background. When Goku turned Super Saiyan, he had like a bestial roar. When Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, and you could only hear this if you have the original broadcast. Well, not only, but it's easier to hear if you have the highest possible quality, which is from the original broadcast audios of the series. When Gohan screams, in the background you hear, it's very faint, but it's there. And when Goku did Super Saiyan 3, you actually see the great ape, and it morphs. And so it's a recurring thing. And then with Super Saiyan 4, which of course you love, it's the golden great ape, and then, like you said, harnessing it into a human. So that's something Dragon Ball has done all the time. And I made a video about it because there were people in the community, some of them friends of mine, who were saying they think that Yamoshi's spirit is inside Goku and all this not. I'm like, no, bro, it's not that complicated. It's just that every time someone has a new form like that, or not every time, but a lot of times, you will hear it, but you got to really listen for it in the background. The dub, and I'm not going to trash the dub, even though I've done it before, but the dub, they don't really do that kind of stuff, bro. Like, they don't. Those are very faint things that you could only hear if you got the original tracks.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah. It's something they do. So if we do see Primal Instinct, we're probably gonna see a roar, bro. I would imagine.
Yeah. So and this also kind of this brings me to my other thing that I want to bring in, another video you did. That again, I was like, when you said these points, I was like, yo, this makes so much sense. I don't remember what it was called. Like, yeah, just keep flexing. This is the guy right here. Okay, like, I don't, like I said, I don't remember what the video was called, but and obviously you're gonna know, right, once I start talking about it.
I might not know, bro. I've done too many of them. I've done like 3,000 at this point.
Yeah. So there's a video that you talk about how, or you at least briefly mention that the Super Saiyan transformations aren't really transformations. Like, it's almost like, it's obviously like a source of power. It's something that they're tapping into and whatnot, but they're not the true.
It's like a mutation.
Right.
Yeah. I forgot what video. I did forget what video I said that in. Yeah, because I had actually heard that from a buddy of mine like 15 years ago. He's like, because this is before Super. He was talking about how in GT, the idea was that Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3 were not the true Super Saiyan forms. And that when Goku achieved Golden Great Ape, that matches up with what Vegeta said it was mostly in the anime filler about the original Super Saiyan, and then he was able to harness that and get a real power boost. So that was the original vision of it, but that might not be what Toriyama said. That's more of a GT idea than like a Toriyama idea. But people got to understand that the people who wrote GT, like Kozo Morishita and all these guys, they study the same Eastern philosophy Toriyama does. So you'll find that stuff everywhere, bro. Like everybody wonders, why is Naruto, like if you ever watch Kaku Ranger and Naruto, bro, they got the same names for the characters, bro. Like you know, Jiraiya. And you're like, wait a minute, because it's all from the ninja stuff. Like, you know, so it's like the Asians just have this philosophy and this culture and religion that goes back like centuries, bro. And you see it in several anime, like tons of them.
Yeah, and that's
right.
Oh man, I'm just glad it's all guys. We're not crazy because we're literally having these conversations. They're like week in, week out, and we're just like, dude, where is our residuals? Like we're basically writing the shit before it even comes out. You know, like. You know, we're taking all of the hints, the drops, the teases, just looking at the lore that we have, and then just kind of formulating things based off of all of that, and just making sense and trying to apply some you know, extra critical thinking outside the box, because that's another thing that's good. Yeah, like that's another thing that we feel like a lot of fans don't really do. You know,
no, because they think that Dragon Ball is just this like superhero karate show, which I mean, part of it is that, but it's more so they compare Dragon Ball Z to like an American cartoon because they aired in Cartoon Network alongside Johnny Quest and other stuff like that. So you know, you're gonna think it's like the same thing, but there's a lot more to it than that, and it does get lost in translation, not just in the dub, but just like in the show itself. You know what I'm saying? So No, it really is a little bit deeper than people give it credit for. One of the things that pisses me off, bro, is people say Toriyama's not a genius, bro. This man is intelligent, dude. Yeah. This man, he might have issues as a writer, and there are some things he's written that I think, you know, aren't that... You know, he ain't the best writer, especially not now compared to back in the 80s and 90s. But the dude is extremely well versed. Like, for example, I have a video coming out. This is a little teaser for it where I'm going to talk about Universe 6 and Universe 7 Saiyans. No one's ever talked about this before. But in Journey to the West, Sun Wukong has an arc. And he goes from being unenlightened to enlightened. Universe 6 Saiyans, because they were able to evolve without the tail and not need the Great Ape form, they are basically the enlightened representation of Wukong, whereas Universe 7 Saiyans are unenlightened. Now, the same thing goes for Goku and Vegeta. Same thing goes for Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct. Toriyama uses this over and over and over again, bro. Like... Yeah. Over and over, and like I have a buddy of mine named Jordan who I do these videos with, and we're talking about this, and I'm just finding new stuff like every day, bro. Like I didn't even know that fusion, and this is also coming out soon. Fusion is an idea that originated from Journey to the West because like gods can fuse with like mortals, and like. There's a lot of stuff, bro. There's a lot of stuff that we're never gonna understand because we're not raised in that culture, you know, in Asia, you know.
See that, and that's another thing I wanted to quickly touch on that you mentioned, right? And I recently brought this up. It might have been last week or a week before, but I was like, when it comes down to what the new Primal Instinct could look like, I was literally thinking like, dude, Goku's gonna look like Wukong. Like straight
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, actually. I that would mark me out. But the thing is, who do you think... So you're saying you think that Goku will have Primal Instinct, not Broly? I thought you were saying that Broly was going to get that form.
Nah, so when it comes down to like who gets it first, I think it should be Broly first.
I agree with you. Yeah.
And that's not
he's made up of pure rage. He's made up of pure rage, bro. Like his strength is based on his rage, whereas Ultra Instinct is the opposite. It's based on serenity and calmness, and then ultra ego is based on your ability to let go of your guilt. There's a lot of stuff that they're coming out with now that's mind blowing to me.
Yeah, and that's why, like I will agree with you and say, like, you know, when people aren't looking at it as, like, you know, a karate cartoon, whatever, like and you really sit down and you look at when it's done right, then, you know, it's fire. But there, you know, Toriyama does have his, like, tendencies to just like for example, I'll say this, and I don't know if it was, I think it was definitely probably one from one of your videos, but it was okay, because this goes back to the hair color thing, right, with Trunks, right?
Man, now you're taking me back.
Yeah. And you brought up how in an interview Toriyama said that things like hair color don't matter to him. So that's why when you see Trunks with the purple for so long, but then, like, before that, you know, it was blue and, like, certain,
in some, like, manga chapters it's gray. Right. Yeah, it's weird.
Yep. So it's things like that where it's just like, come on, bro. Or like when you know, he simply forgets about the tales for the kids and Z or anything like that. So,
and then later on he said, well, it's a recessive trait. So that's what he said.
Yeah.
I have a video called "Why Do Goten and Trunks Not Have Tails?" and it's because it's a recessive trait. So there you go.
Yeah. So, you know, he's obviously not perfect, but like you said, the man is a genius, and you got to give him his flowers because, you know,
very smart man.
To
very
this day, I mean, he's still involved with Super, even though Toyotaro is essentially kind of like, you know, the one driving, but he's a passenger, right? So
yes, that is a great analogy. By the way, I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that analogy, bro.
At least quote me, please.
I will. Toyotaro's the driver, Toriyama's the passenger, because that's true. And Toriyama's telling him, go here, go here, go here. And Toyotaro's like, can I go here? Yeah, that's fine. Can I go here? Nah, I don't know about that. That's pretty much how it is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it is. Now, the thing is, and I covered this too last year, Toyotaro is getting a lot of power, bro. He is growing more, and I'm talking about like a Dragon Ball character. Within the realm of Shueisha, he's getting more and more power, and he's being groomed to be Toriyama's successor, bro. It's kind of like when Roman Reigns was being groomed to surpass John Cena. So if you go back, if you go back, here's a good thing for you to try. Go back and watch WWE Raw from 2012 to 2014. Oh. He never got pinned. He was in tag matches with Moxley and with Seth, never got pinned. And I didn't pick up on that till my boy pointed it out. And then he also was the first one to break John Cena's STF. So, like, they were already planting the seeds back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Toriyama does that sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes.
Yeah, like, well, with these seeds that he's been planting, right? Like, we've just been really, like on this track of, like, okay, like, this is what it seems like they're setting up as. And to go back to what we were talking about with the roars, with every new transformation and stuff, I feel like that kind of just adds another layer to this ongoing theory of it being, like, in a sense, validated. Because when you think of it, when you put it into perspective that way, it definitely sounds like any time they are trying to power up or get to the next level, it's like they are inadvertently, without realizing it, tapping into that inner ape that is lying beneath or within them, deep within them. And that's, you know, that's essentially how and where the roar comes in, and, you know, the ape being shown. Yeah, like, it just makes it, and honestly, if it ever does come out to be that way, I really hope that Toyotaro writes it in such a way that is just like, boom, like, yes, this is the huge payoff. And I feel like something like that, if they go this way, it should put a lot of respect on Dragon Ball as a series, to not just be like a nostalgia trip. And I feel like if that time ever happens, I'm sure your videos and
it depends on who.
Yeah, but your influence, like you'd be able to be like, this is long story, like long-term booking at its finest. You know, like we thought we understood it a certain way. We thought, you know, even with all of this data books and all this stuff, like this is how it is. But realistically, the Saiyans, they didn't even realize that their real true power that is OD strong is actually this primal instinct, and that is the true Super Saiyan. Like it's not 1, 2, 3. Like it's that what they're getting at.
I would love that actually, and I think that the thing people are talking about now is like with the whole Bardock thing. Is this gonna air before the new chapter's out?
Yeah.
Because we might get an answer there. But so right now they got this storyline going where Whis tells Goku, he's like, "Do you know who you are?" And like a lot of fans are thinking that it's going to lead to him learning more about Bardock, which I kind of do hope they go in that direction, but I'm not sure if they will. I hope it leads to Planet Sadala. That's where I really hope it leads to. But and people I think that Goku is going to use his father's memory to like tap into a new form. I don't know about that. I think he might use it though in order to reactivate Ultra Instinct, but I am very curious about what we said, like, do you know who you are? And I wonder if that's going to tie into, well, the only way you can master Ultra Instinct on base is if you truly know who you are. See, I don't know, because it's a god technique, and we, like, as you know, every new arc, we find out new things about the gods. Every new arc. Remember when Super was on the air? We had Beerus and Whis, that they're new. Then, oh, look at that, we have Champa and Vados. Okay, and then we have Zeno, and it's like every new arc he keeps adding more and more, you know, lore to it. So like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, and that's that.
Hopefully, it's Sadala.
It would be dope. I mean,
that's what I want.
As far as the Bardock, you bringing up the Bardock situation now, right? Like, and that's something that we've been talking about. That it's very like, I don't know, right? Because there's so many questions that we really need to see, right? And we can just think and theory craft all we want, but like at the end of the day, like these two, they'll literally be like, we just need to see. Like we just need to see what was actually gonna happen, because one idea that I've had is like the fact that if Gas, right? If Gas is supposed to be like this super duper strong character and they're struggling with him now, how the hell did Bardock beat him, right?
There's got to be a secret, bro. We're going to find out soon. We'll know soon.
Like, and that secret is constantly like pointing at kind of it's directly relating to everything else that's happening in real time in the story of Dragon Ball Super as well. Like, you know, this idea of like the great apes and, you know, the primal instinct. It's like, did Bardock do primal instinct? Did something happen? He don't like, I don't know, you know, like that's like, there's a lot of things.
But if Bardock did primal instinct, then why couldn't he be Frieza? See I don't want. Yeah, I don't want him to. I don't want him to get Super Saiyan, bro. People think it's gonna happen. I don't want him to get it because it's gonna really throw a monkey wrench in the story of Frieza's.
Literally,
you know, yeah, literally. But I mean, if they do it to where, let's say he does do the primal rage, and it's like for a split second he doesn't know what the hell happened to him. He like passes out and he wakes up, and then, you know, he's like, what did I just do? Maybe that could make some sense, but I think people are going to come down on it hard, bro, because every month when there's a new chapter, it's right down the middle, like Bill Alfonso, bro. The fandom is split every time, bro. And it's and I don't care as much to debate anybody anymore on this, bro. I don't have time, but unless you pay me. But it's like, I told you, I'm all business now. But yeah, if they do it, I'm going to have mixed feelings on it myself, to be honest.
Yeah, because like we want Broly to be the first guy, but I mean technically if it happened and Bardock didn't even realize it, and if it was just for that short second, like you said, because the other thing that I thought of was like, okay, well he could at least go ape against Gas. Like that is a possibility, but is he gonna be able to turn into this primal instinct to actually handle it, or is that how? Or maybe
it's a weak spot. It's Gas's weak spot. Like you got to hit him in a certain place, you know.
Yeah.
Like maybe you have to take off that necklace thing he's wearing, and then he'll lose his power or something. Or you got to. I think Opie and I did a video on it. You got to cut off his little horn things. Maybe you cut one off, and that's how. I have no idea.
That's a good idea. That's
what he thought. He cut off one of them, and then he loses his power. I have no idea.
Yeah, it can go in a lot of different ways for that, and that's definitely something that we're still waiting on. And we've definitely exhausted those conversations. Like, I've thrown out so many different theories and everything. These guys have gone back and forth with me on that, so we literally just have to wait and see. Kai, is there anything that you want to bring up to Geekdom at this point at all, by any chance, in the middle of all this? I know we literally been just going back and forth the entire time, but that's how much good shit there is in Dragon Ball. So
as far as the whole Bardock potentially having like primal instinct, in the past or whatever, I think the only justification to give him that form or technique, whatever the fuck we want to call it, is we discussed this once a long time ago, is the possibility that he did that, defeated Gas, and then went straight back to his home planet and, was exhausted and got, destroyed. So he couldn't do it again.
Yeah.
But that would literally be the only explanation. Even then, that's still like
I don't like it that much. Yeah, it is. It's gonna piss a lot of people off, dude. It's gonna, I can just tell people are gonna be like, Toyotaro ruined the lore, and I can just tell. You know what I mean?
Nah, if he does it, man, he's just not allowed to remember that he did it. Like,
yeah,
that could work.
That's the only way, because him going back to Frieza and getting death balled to death, like that doesn't make sense, especially if he knows fucking like how he got the form or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if he was exhausted, like
you would think he would be able to tap into it again or something.
Exactly, because when Saiyans, you see, when Saiyans are pushed to their limit, they can access that
in emergency. Well, and that's the other thing, right? It's like they're retconning so much. What if that is retcon? What if that is something that like they just didn't show us, but that's what happened? Like, and this is another ass pull of a theory where it's like, did Bardock die? Is he dead? Or is he amongst us somewhere else? And no, but that's one of the crazy thoughts, that if this is to believe that this guy got a form that inevitably Broly, Goku, and probably Vegeta are gonna end up getting, if he did it all those years ago, and then to rectify or justify the whole, like, okay, well then how did he die during the whole planet dying? Well, did he? We didn't see a body. We just saw the planet just disappear. So who knows? They, like that's what I'm saying. Like, they could just do anything. Does it make sense right now? No, because no one's expecting.
It's gonna get crapped on, man. You know that.
I mean, he got incinerated. The only argument, the only hypothesis or whatever, is if somebody instant transmissioned him somewhere else.
They could do that
before the ball like literally incinerated him and everything else.
And that's what they did in the video game world, because if you really look at it, Bardock has 4 different cannons. There's 4 cannons for Bardock.
Yeah, man, this guy's OD.
Episode of Bardock. There's Mira taking his body and turning him into Timebreaker Bardock. There's the original Bardock in Z, and then there's the Dragon Ball minus Bardock. There are 4 different. I was gonna do a video about this, and I probably will someday. There are 4 different Bardocks so far, bro. 4, and so it's like, pick your poison. Which ending do you want? Actually, no, I'm sorry. There's 5.
Yeah, cause Super.
Oh no, I mentioned the episode of Bardock. I'm sorry. Yeah, when he goes back in time, so Frieza's blast somehow, it's never explained, sent him back in time to fight Chilled, which it's a cool little side story, but I feel like if it's not part of the main continuity, and if it becomes part of it, it's going to be a problem. I actually do like Chilled, but having Bardock live and be the first Super Saiyan, I don't like that idea at all, bro. It's Yamoshi, dog. It's Yamoshi.
Yes.
No,
that's the guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yamoshi, we've talked about too. He plays into all of this stuff that's currently going on, I feel like, as well. And
he has to be the first primal instinct user.
Yes. That was what
he died.
Super Saiyan.
Well, he died, and then his spirit was going around looking for the Super Saiyan God. So if he does primal instinct, it would have to be from the spirit realm. You would think.
So on the Yamoshi topic, And I'll say this again. I think that that's just another example of a story not all the way told, right? Because because as far as Yamoshi's concerned, all we know is that they were like, I forget the term that they used, but there was good Saiyans and then there was evil Saiyans, right? And then Yamoshi and his crew were amongst the good ones, but despite him, being a really strong Saiyan and getting the what was believed to be Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, whichever of the two, he unfortunately died against the evil Saiyans. The evil Saiyans outlasted, and then it was his spirit that roamed, and then it was the Namekian that felt bad and wrote the tale in their book, right?
Right.
So with all that in mind, I just think that if you're gonna have a guy that's the first, like, this is the actual true legendary Super Saiyan, like, this is where the legend comes from. I feel like this dude is that he is the first primal instinct Super Saiyan, but they didn't call it that, obviously. Like, we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean now.
Like,
I kind of feel like Yamoshi's story was just Toriyama throwing it out there. He never wanted to go back to it. I hope I'm wrong about that.
I completely agree. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I think he just threw it out there. Like, same thing with the Makaio-shin a few years ago. Oh, there's evil Kaioshin that are born from the dark tree. He never revisited that, not even in Heroes. He just throws stuff out sometimes. He just throws stuff out. We have never seen a Makaio-shin yet at all in the show, bro. Or in the manga. Nothing.
Yeah.
He just throws stuff out there. I hope they do revisit it, bro. I hope Toyotaro one day is like, yo, I want to tell him a Kaioshin story, and Toriyama's like, all right. Like, I do hope that comes from it, because Toyotaro would be the guy to say, hey, can we do this? Or maybe Toei would be like, can we want to do that? Because they do. The way it works now is Shueisha and the office, they're the ones that really come up with a lot of these ideas, because they're the ones that told Toriyama, bring back Trunks. Trunks came back. They're the ones that told Toriyama, hey, Broly's popular overseas. Bring back Broly. He rewrote him. So that's who... Dragon Ball is very commercial now, bro. I did a whole video on that. It's very commercial. It's no longer just one man telling a story. They get into a group, and they say, okay, well, what makes the most money? Well, Broly. Okay, I'll rewrite Broly. Green.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Broly would have never come back in the original Toriyama 80s to 90s era. He ended the manga, it was done. No, bro. But these people look at the history of the fandom and how it's grown in America, in South America, in other countries, and they look at these sheets and these graphs, and they're like, okay, well, Broly is getting a lot of searches on Google. Can you redo Broly? And he pretty much did it. That's how it works. Trunks came out right when Dokkan and was getting an anniversary, and Xenoverse 2 was coming out. It's all like, and I wouldn't doubt it if the Cell rumor is true, that people didn't look and say, okay, we brought everybody else back. This fight with Gohan and Cell's popular. Let's do it again. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, let's not forget, they aged up Goten and Trunks finally. Like, people have been asking for that for years, bro.
Dude.
I think they gotta just uppercut fucking Toriyama just to get shit done, bro. Like,
yo, listen.
Well, what they do is they wheel a big truck to his house filled with money, bro, and he's like, I can't say no, even though he's already rich.
Yeah, he ain't got to worry about nothing, but
never.
On that, right? And that's a great segue, because I wanted to get into that a little bit now, because the idea of, and this also ties into the fact that, and as you know, because you're the one who brought me onto Kamehacon, I did a panel for Broly, and a part of that panel was me explaining that I truly always believed that off of what you basically just said, just how the fandom is, actual data, the numbers supporting the idea, the possibility that Broly, would come back as a character that they would use in the main canon story or whatever. I really believed that, based off all those bits of information, that yes, one day when Dragon Ball comes back, because I've been saying this for years. This is back when Brother Ooch was still watching the freaking Orange Bricks. Tell him, Brandon. This kid, I don't know if I told you this, but my brother when the orange bricks was coming out, right? And then by the time all nine of the sets came, he was only watching Dragon Ball Z, and he said, I'm not gonna stop watching this until they come back with a new Dragon Ball Z.
We never thought it would happen back then, bro. We never thought it was gonna happen. You know what I mean?
And even with that, I believed. I was like, dude, Dragon Ball is just too popular. I was like, we're coming to a day and
everything comes back.
Exactly. Back then, we were starting to go into an age where nostalgia sells, and it goes with everything. So I was like, yo, I just know that Dragon Ball is gonna come back, and then when that does, I know Broly's gonna eventually come back, and so Broly did, right? So I bring all this up just to kind of prep this, I guess new question here, is that, do you think that right now they are currently just kind of, ever since they brought back Super, Z into Super, right? Because obviously the Battle of Gods was a Z movie. Yeah. So do you believe that they're trying to just kind of get all the nostalgia out the way, so that way they can, whatever is new, like post Z or whatever. I mean, even then it's not going to be fully new, because I'm sure they're going to take some things from GT.
Always.
But like, don't you think Cell is the last of the big nostalgia?
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Oh
not
my
to
God.
mention, he's not. I mean, you could always do Baby and stuff like that, but you're right. He's the last missing piece of the puzzle. I can tell you this, right? And I have to be somewhat cryptic here, but people have often wondered, why is it that we don't have Xenoverse 3 yet? Why is it they keep doing DLC for Xenoverse 2? Why is it, and I've talked about this before, but I don't know if you've seen it, why do we have Dokkan and Legends, and there's no Moro, and there's no Granola, there's no Beerus, there's no Gas? Why? Even Heroes characters are in Dragon Ball Legends, and Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle has everybody. Everyone's in it.
Yeah.
Why are they not there yet? Because there's preparations for another resurgence. And I've been saying this for a long time. And people want to doubt me and whatever, bro. I'm going to wash my nuts of a lot of people very, very soon, bro. People are going to be shampooing my nuts, bro, with this. Like, because you can tell they are. Because logically, think about it. Why do we even get Dragon Ball Breakers? Why is there no more Fighters DLC? Why is Moro not in Fighters? Because until we have an anime product, an ongoing television anime product, we're not going to get them in the game. When the anime product is out, boom. Why? Because Dragon Ball Super, the manga, is not available in every country. The anime is easier to distribute than the manga, because the anime is easier to watch. So you're right in that Cell would be one of the last pieces. I mean, Red Ribbon and Cell, because they kind of go together,
Yeah, sure.
And they brought Pilaf back. And so everybody from Dragon Ball, they even brought Ader back in the Trunks arc. They made Arale came back. Like, everybody comes back. Yeah. So, and that's why I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if we someday get Cooler and Janemba and Broly was just the first step. They know what they're doing.
He got hype.
What? I love Janemba. He's my favorite. But they got to redo
easy
him.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and he's got to be more powerful now, way more powerful.
That's what I was mentioning. If they bring back any of these old ass niggas, they gotta be like 10 times the fucking power.
They gotta scale them up.
Like they gotta. It's a super scale. I don't know. They gotta give them some new shit.
Yeah.
Right.
To bump them up.
Yeah, and so that's what's going on right now. Is that's kind of a holding period. Now I don't know. I couldn't tell you when this is all going to go down. Because with the Toei hack that happened recently, it slowed everything down. And not just Dragon Ball. One Piece got slowed down. Yep. Dragon Quest. Yeah, everything was put to a halt. So whatever plans they had probably got postponed, including the new movie. But it's not over, bro. I mean, people who think that, like, the manga's not going to end, dog. At the very least, the manga's not over. We already know there's another arc coming this year. And Toriyama's right-hand man said, and I talked about this in a video, he straight up said in January there is something else coming this year besides the movie. Now, he does not work for Bandai, so it's not a video game. He doesn't work for Banpresto, so it's not a new toy. We're always getting new toys, bro.
Yeah.
There's new toys every month.
Yeah.
It's not another manga. Well, it might be another manga. It could be like a spin-off manga. I can see that. And it's not another movie, because he would have said, we're getting another movie. We would have already heard about it by now. Oh, there's another movie coming out. No. Whatever it is, it could be a TV special, it could be another manga spinoff. I don't know what. I have no idea what it is. I mean, I have an idea of what it is, but I don't know for sure. It's just a matter of there's another resurgence that's going to come at some point. And trust me, I'm waiting for it, because, like I said, I'm going to get my nuts shampooed and hopefully be able to buy that solid gold house I've been wanting to buy all my life. Hopefully, knock on wood.
It better be the fucking anime, let me tell you right now.
Yeah.
Coming January. Fuck.
Yeah,
he said that in January, bro. It's public. It's not even like a private thing. He said it on a official Dragon Ball website news. Like I'd covered it. It's like a news video they put out.
So, yeah, I know. Brother Ooch, I should tell you about this about him too, but he don't read the manga. I have to tell him. We literally use these episodes to keep him up to speed, because he's an anime only kind of dude.
A lot of people are, and they know that, yeah. So there's gonna be an adaptation of the Moro arc and the Granola arc at some point, and I hope when they do it, they fill it out more. Like, I'm not saying that you have to do a lot of filler, but like, tell more about the backstory.
What? I don't want no filler.
No, you gotta get some filler, because they have to pad the fights out. You know what I mean?
I will kill this.
Filler?
You have to, dude. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are loaded with filler because of I'm talking about like the fights are padded out. I don't mean like the Garlic Jr. saga. I mean like the fights are slower in Dragon Ball Z than in the manga. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh yeah, I know that, but
right.
This is new age.
No,
we in a new time.
I agree with you.
I've been waiting for how many years? I don't even know. I don't know. This fun. I lost
Super ended in 2018. 4 years.
You're talking to a kid who literally, like I said, he was grinding those sets, the orange bricks, waiting for essentially Super to come back.
Something new.
Listen. The way I see it, man, is like they already went through all these arcs. They swept through Moro. Now they on this new shit, right?
Granola, and they have another one coming out this year. And there's another one coming out this year.
So like if they're sweeping through all these arcs, I expect zero filler. When it comes to like if they're gonna show us more.
Listen, understand what he's trying to say is that they're gonna take what's there, and the fights are just probably gonna have like more choreography to them and shit like that.
Oh, I don't. You see, when it comes to the fights, if it's respectable, then I'll.
Well, I mean, dog. Dragon Ball Z, every single fight had it. Every fight had it.
Because I ain't the shit I'm talking about is I don't want like halfway through the episode. Oh, now we on some other bullshit where niggas is laughing and shit. No, I want the fight.
This ain't Naruto. This ain't
Naruto. Bruh. Like with the funny music and shit. The nah, bro. I ain't want none of that. Dude, I want fighting.
Relax.
So you're saying you don't want like, for example, Bulma and Captain Ginyu changing bodies, like that garbage.
I don't want bullshit. Yeah. That's what I don't. Exactly.
I agree with you. I mean, I can't say they won't do it, because what happened when they adapted Battle of Gods? How much bullshit did we get there? Like, so I can't say they won't do it, bro. What I could imagine is they could do something where they have like Bulma's birthday party or something, and then they go to Moro. You know what I'm saying? They add stuff like that.
Yeah.
But back then, like, when they were doing like God, wasn't like manga kind of on par with the anime at that point?
Right. No, you're right. The manga.
So that's why you gotta expect that low key.
Right, but you gotta think about it. But you gotta think about this. If Dragon Ball comes back and it's a weekly show, you're having weekly episodes and a monthly manga. So eventually, it's gonna end up catching up, and then we're gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened last time.
I explain this to him all the time. I
don't care. I don't care, because you know these motherfuckers are gonna go on another fucking break. So I
hope not.
Because nah, bro. Like, you see, if they want to be smart with it and it comes out weekly and shit, like they should
seasonal.
Yeah, like kind of.
I agree.
Maybe not season. Like they can go through like 2 seasons, let's say, like 2 seasonal periods,
right?
You know, and then
like
cut off a break. like some shit. So give me something, cause I ain't want this bullshit. Like that's what I'm saying. Like because they're like we're gonna get like 4 or 5 arcs by the time probably the anime comes out. So like give us at least 2 to 3 of them motherfuckers, and then give us a break, and then continue on with more arcs. No filler.
I would be all right with that if it was seasonal. Like if it was like they do like the 30 episode moral arc or 40 or whatever, take a break and then come back. I would be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
It gives the animators time to take a break. They can work on other projects. Toriyama and Tozo can recharge their batteries, but Japan is so weird, bro, because we think... Remember that stream you did on Twitch about the Japanese, bro? And I was there? Like, they don't think like we do, bro. When they have that Fuji TV contract and Super's taking that time slot, it's going to be there until it ends. So it's either going to be a ton of filler or they're going to get ahead of the manga, and then we're going to have the same problem we had before where the manga's catching up for like a year and a half. Like we had the Tournament of Power end right when Broly came out, which was like 8 months after, and we had a lot of stuff that was cut because remember the anime had like all that recruitment stuff, and none of that was in the manga. None of it was in the manga.
So let me ask you this then, I guess. So like, fuck. Like,
hey, don't
so
shoot the messenger.
How long was their slot? Like, was it a year or some shit, or like longer?
What slot?
Like
when
Super came, what like the shit we were talking about? Like,
you talking about the time slot? It was in Fuji TV until it ended. It was ongoing until it ended.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying?
So how long was the period?
It was from July 2015 to March 2018. So it was almost 3 years.
So it was like 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This is where we're getting problems.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's difficult. It's very difficult because One Piece has a weekly manga, so at least that's not that difficult to adapt. But with Dragon Ball having a monthly manga and also Toyotaro writes very episodically, I just feel like it's going to be fine at first, and then they might run into problems later. So I do think they should take a break, like you said, but I don't know if they will. I would love it if they like did Dragon Ball Super, blah blah blah, and then maybe do Digimon for a year, and then Dragon Ball again. But they tell us, they're like, okay, Dragon Ball will return 2024. Then we can spend the whole year getting hyped up and having theories, and then when it comes back, we can talk about it. Like I would love that as a creator. Because it gives us time to kind of recharge our batteries.
Facts.
These motherfuckers just be ghosting us, bruh.
Because, bro, look, when Super was on the air, I was producing 8 videos a week. I killed myself. I actually am still suffering from health problems because I lost a lot of sleep. I would stay up till 4 in the morning to get spoilers, and then again the next day. Then I would have to go chill out with my girl. Her birthday was right after. I remember one night I had to cover Super. Her birthday party's going on the same night. I had to do the review and then rush to go to her birthday party because I didn't want to miss it, and then come back and then do like the next day's video. Like it was, bro, it's a lot, bro. I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest with you, but you know, I had to hire an editor
because you know when it comes back. Like, because people have been waiting, it's gonna be huge. Like, no matter what they do, like it could literally be them like hoeing us and being like, oh yeah, we're not gonna do Moro, we're not gonna do, you know, like we're gonna do End of Z and on or whatever. No matter what it is. No,
they won't do that.
Yeah,
they won't do that.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm telling.
I'm just saying. No matter what they decide to do, because I agree with. I'm more confident now that they will. But I'm just saying, for the sake of argument, like whatever decision that they make, it's gonna people are gonna go crazy. Like when you was making all those videos, we were doing reactions, as you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, same. Mine were kind of like reactions, too. They were just more review reactions. Yeah.
Yeah. So like your videos, comparing what I was doing to your shit, there's no comparison, because all we did was, I was like, okay, yo, Brandon, I'm going to put this camera, I'm going to hit record, we're just going to, whatever. And he's like, all right. And then that gave me a little bit of a nice, big break. It got me a big push, right? And all that stuff, because everyone was watching Super and everything. But that was it. I didn't do... See, now I'm doing discussions and, I have this podcast now and all that stuff. But you, bro, anything that would come out, it was like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Oh, what about this? What do you think?
It was a lot, bro. It was a lot of work. And that's why I was actually kind of happy that during this break time right now, it's kind of more chill because I've been doing some other things. You know what I mean? It's going to be, you know what? It's one of those things where, like, feast or famine. If it comes back, we're all going to hopefully feast. And then if it goes away again, we're going to famine for a little while until it comes back. But, you know, it's how many times has Digimon come back or Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, these things never end, like you said. They never end. And I hope we do get the end of Z Story. But the reason why I don't think they're going to skip Granola and Moro, this is why I had a discussion with my friend Jamie about this, he's a voice actor, is that if they go to Toriyama and they say, hey, can you write new stuff for us? A movie? No, we want a new arc. Well, I've already done a new arc. There's the stuff in the manga. Just adapt that. And you know how Toriyama doesn't want to do extra work. He'll be like, I already did this. Adapt that. I'll work on something else. Like in that, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna do something new. But the movies are different because he can just write up a little script and away we go. You know.
Right. Yeah.
I'd be cool if they did one movie every 2 years, but you know.
I mean, for something like Dragon Ball, yeah, like they are the fact that they're now around, and like Dragon Ball, people tend to forget this. Like Dragon Ball inspired a lot of the shit that inspired the shit of today. You know,
right.
Like you know, it's and the fact that it's still here and it's, you know, around and it has a presence. Like once it, like you said, once it takes its, like, what is One Piece in its spot right now on the time slot? No. Digimon is because One Piece is right after it. One Piece has always been after it. Right. When Super is on the air, yeah. So like right after. Once Dragon Ball is ready, whoever's sitting at that seat will get up. It'll be nice and warm for when Dragon Ball comes back. And it's just going to continue flourishing, and everyone's going to be eating, like you said, like, you know, feasting and everything. And that's just how it's going to go. So I think it makes a lot of sense now to, when you think of it like that like they're not going to skip out on Moro and Granola, because I never thought of how they're not in any games. And that's a big indicator.
I'm telling you, bro. I've been talking about this. Nobody wants to listen to me, bro. Well, people do listen to me, bro, but morons, you know, like on Facebook, you know, they want to meme my face every 5 hours. Maybe if you shut the fuck up and listen and be a little humbled, you'd learn something. So, you know, yeah, I used to be fat, bro, and I'm not anymore. So eat a dick. Excuse me, you can edit that part out if you want, but don't edit it out because it's funny.
Nah,
so
I'll leave it in.
the point is that, like, yeah, no, it's, you know these things, bro. They go on forever, bro. How many new Ninja Turtle shows do we get every few years? Like, yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean,
Dragon
but like
Ball's
I say, yeah, and you know people want to play as Moro. You know people want to pick Moro and suck out people's souls, and you know, imagine Moro in fighters, like
his
different
moveset
forms.
Would be crazy.
Insane.
Same way freaking Gas.
And
Gas
Beerus
like
and Gas and Granola, Gas with the damn hammers and chain sickles he throws out. It's like playing like Neo Geo, like with like the Fatal Fury games. You know, you got like people with different weapons. Like it would be fun, bro. And it's 2D, and I think they're saving a lot of stuff for like the sequels. I think there's gonna be another Fighters and another Xenoverse, but not until down the road when there's more content to put in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it would make sense to save the sequel for when those things are in line, because that's the one thing that I will give them props for. You know, and Toei and Bandai, and they work together so that they can optimize all their shit. Unlike some other things that we also enjoy, and it's a mess, and there's no synergy at all. But
it's all that's because it's all corporate now. That's why.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean,
which is good and bad, because the good is that you're right. There's synergy. The bad is that, well, instead of writing a new story, let's bring back somebody from the past. And even though I'm cool with what they did with Broly, like if they're gonna do, like, I'm cool with Janemba, cooler. But if they start like bringing back like stuff like Super Android 13, like I'm like, all right, you're nobody cares about that, dude.
There's
a blue Broly. He's a blue Broly, bro. Basically. I feel like there's, when it comes to characters like that, like when I've been asked this, like, oh, Uchi, do you believe like they'll bring this character? Like,
it's like a sixth sense that I have. Like I can't fully explain like what it is, but it's like there's certain characters just have like an it factor. Like you look at them and you're like, oh yeah.
Like Cooler.
Well, Cooler is just that's Frieza's brother. They gotta bring him in. They gotta bring him in. Right. And I guess I'll just throw this in there. Like, wouldn't you want to see like some sort of like Frieza backstory, like the race of the Arcosians, bro? Like,
they're not Arcosians though, bro. Get that word out of your mouth.
They're not,
bro. The very first debunk video I did was called Arcosians Explained and Debunked.
See, I never saw that one, so that's my bad. I actually never. Yeah,
you should watch it because Arcosians is a made-up dub term, and when they were coming up with that, there was no indication of Frieza. It was something that Toei came up with for that filler episode. It was Dragon Ball Z episode 25, and it was a different species, and they changed the whole. It's in the video, bro. They changed the lore. Like it was totally different. And then the dub called them Arcosians. The ocean dub called them that.
Oh, sheesh. Okay,
and then people assumed all these years that it was Frieza's race. Same thing with Frost Giants Frost Demons, right? Frost Demons. That's the other name for Frieza's race.
Oh, I don't know.
People have all these names for Frieza's race, and the only official name is Frieza Clan. That's the only official name they've ever put out. Which is stupid, but that's what they put out. Don't shoot the messenger, bro. I told you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love. I actually was hoping we were gonna get more of that in the Resurrection F movie before it came out, but that wound up being a wash too, bro.
Yeah, well, do you think Frieza is gonna actually show up at this point? Because I mean, they kept name dropping this dude, like to the point where it's like you'd believe that okay, at some point Frieza's definitely gonna appear at some point. Like you
talking about the granola thing?
Like, yeah, like in this current arc. Yeah, sorry. Like in this current arc, like they've been dropping his name so many times. Like, like at this point, I don't even know if he's going to make an appearance outside of like a cameo.
A cameo, right. I'm with you. I think it'll be a cameo. What I wanted to tell you, because you said you wanted me to drop some exclusive stuff here, which I haven't done a video on this yet. Okay. And the reason why I haven't done a video on this yet is because I cannot get confirmation, but I do fully believe this. So this is about the new movie. So a couple weeks ago on Twitter, I posted, I just heard about the third act of the new film, and it's going to be very different from Gogeta vs. Broly. Because Gogeta vs. Broly was a great finale to that Broly movie. That's not how this movie's going to go down. It's not going to be like that. This idea of Gogeta and Broly being these two titans that clash, and that's not how it's going to go down. From what I was told, and again, you're getting this before anybody else, dog. I haven't even made a video on this yet because I'm also scared of being wrong. But what I was told is that the final battle in this movie is going to be very different in that it's going to have more players, it's going to have more people involved. It's not going to be one-on-one. There will be a one-on-one aspect to it, but Gotank's going to jump in there. So basically, the Red Ribbon Army is not the same Red Ribbon Army from Dragon Ball. You really think that the Red Ribbon Army that got chewed up by Goku doesn't know they got chewed up by Goku? So from what I understand, they have Kid Goku.
Yeah, no,
They've technologically advanced to where they have weaponry now that is going to be much more difficult for our heroes to take out. So I don't know if it's going to be quite like this, but I would imagine they're going to have weaponry that characters like Goku can shoot a blast at. It's going to absorb the energy and things like that. It's not going to be the same Red Ribbon Army, bro. This idea of, we're just going to send out Gamma 1 and 2 and we're going to be okay. From what I understand, they're resourceful now. So the final battle is supposed to be this big, and I can't wait. If this is true, bro, I'm gonna nut all over that movie theater. This big, like, everyone gets together and they're fighting all the Red Ribbon like tanks and like robots and like what I want to see, bro. And this is not something that I was told, but this is what I want to see. I do want Broly to show up, and I want him to rage out and destroy like tanks and planes, and because like it's different than Gogeta Broly, because you're seeing all this destruction and you're in the movie theater and you're hearing like the surround sound and like everyone's fighting everywhere. That's what I want to see. But I can't get that confirmed because only one person told me, and I don't know him that well. But I hope that's true, because then it's not just going to be like, the rumored Gohan Cell rematch. There's going to be more stuff going on around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why do you think that we keep seeing Goku, Vegeta, Gotenks, and Gohan and Piccolo and Krillin? Like, it's not just Goku, Vegeta, and Broly now. Everyone's involved in this movie. Right. So I'm hoping for that. Huh?
So you believe that Goku, Vegeta, and Broly will go back to Earth to fight to help them?
I don't know for sure, bro, but I hope so, because then it could almost be like, okay, what I don't want to have happen. This is what I don't want. I don't want Gohan to lose and then have Goku, Vegeta, and Broly bail him out. I do not want that, because that's going to piss me off. But if Gohan is busy fighting this mystery villain that has not been revealed yet, and then they're busy with their shit, like, I would like that, because then at least everybody's got something to do. You know what I mean? I just find it hard to believe that Goku won't be involved in a big fight in the movie, bro, besides just them training. I could be wrong.
I could give you a thought.
Well, let me see what I got.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah,
so,
I'm curious.
I don't believe. Well, it's not that I don't believe. It's more so if this is a Gohan redemption.
Oh, he's a Gohan hater, by the way. Just to let you know.
I thought he was a Gohan lover.
No.
No.
He
okay.
Negative.
just to give some context.
I'm a teen Gohan lover, if anything. but adult Gohan is no. But so if this is a Gohan redemption movie, because this man's been sluggish, I don't believe that Goku, Vegeta, and Broly will go back to Earth,
right,
essentially to help them, because once they step foot on Earth, like,
they're gonna steal the show. They're
gonna fight. So it would not make sense whatsoever if
I was worried about that. No, what you're talking about is I'm actually worried about that, because if they do that, I'm worried that Goku, Vegeta, and Broly are gonna get everyone's attention. And you know, like, I'm with you. Like, I'm with you on that. It can be done in a way to where it makes sense, to where Gohan's busy rescuing Pan, and then they're out fighting all the other, like, if the Red Ribbon Army goes out and they're in different parts of, like, the Earth and shit, then it's like, okay, they could probably bring Goku back to help out there. You know, like an Avengers movie where you have all the heroes fighting, like all the Ultron clones and all that. But I agree with you in that if it ends up being a thing where they fight the main villain, and the main villain takes them all out, and then Gohan beats him, that's going to make them look bad. But if they come and they beat him without Gohan, it's going to make him look bad. So I hope that what you're worried about, I hope that it doesn't happen. Because I have thought about that, you know?
Yeah, no, because, like, yeah, no. I don't believe it.
Well,
because I feel like at the level where Goku, Vegeta, and Broly are right now, they could probably just one shot the entire Red Ribbon Army, and that's the fucking movie.
That's facts.
So I don't believe they're stepping foot on Earth.
That's what I thought until they told me about the Red Ribbon Tech. So either the Red Ribbon Tech is way above everything, because let's not forget, Gamma 1 and 2 were created, and somehow, this is one of those Dragon Ball logic that don't make no sense, somehow Gamma 1 and 2 are androids that are going to be on the level of post Tournament of Power Ultimate Gohan, post Ultimate Piccolo. Like, they're not, obviously they're not going to be on Goku and Vegeta's level, but they're way stronger than Kid Goku in Dragon Ball, and they're way stronger than Android,
I'd expect that.
18.
Okay,
right,
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that is also why Goku, Vegeta, and Broly cannot step foot on Earth. Otherwise, they're just gonna fucking sweep through them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the Red Ribbon Tech would have to be so advanced to be able to stop something like God Ki or like Ultra Instinct. Like, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm with you. Like, there has to be some kind of... But at the same time, can they really do a Dragon Ball movie, a modern Dragon Ball movie, without Goku being in the final battle? Like, that is also a risk, based on how they're so scared to,
I'll give
like,
you
scared.
an answer.
What?
They are scared. No, we actually, you know what, you said that. We had a conversation about that, saying like they don't have any faith in any other characters besides Goku and Vegeta, right?
Right.
So we had a discussion about that. That's what I was thinking of. But as far as the response on how they could handle that whole thing, and like in saying what you're saying, what freaking Brandon's saying, like we talked. This is another thing that we talked about. here on the podcast. So this is great to be an anniversary 50th episode, right? Because like I said, like this is a bunch of things like we're like bringing back up.
I just want to say one quick thing. Mm-hmm. One thing that they could do, which would really, it's going to piss people off, but it's very Toriyama, is if they do come to Earth and Gohan ends up being the hero, and then the movie ends with them going back to Beerus planet, and Vegeta's like, so you could have taken, let's say it's Cell. You could have taken Cell out, right? Goku's like, yeah, I could have, but I wanted him to do it. One of those things, that's Toriyama right there 100%, bro. Yeah. He loves to do that.
That's obvious, low key. Like we should expect that.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's in, like Broly. Hey, so were you threatened by that guy? Not really. He was kind of weak, or like that. Because Beerus did that. Beerus is like, you only used 70% of your power. Yeah, I know, but whatever. Like what I'm saying? That's Toriyama to a T, bro. And I'm worried they're gonna do that.
Not gonna cap. One thing that would be kind of sick though is if, like, let's say for some odd reason, right, Goku, Vegeta, and Broly can't like go to Earth for some reason, but they hear about what's going on down there. They get like the fucking orb, like type shit to see what's going on Earth.
That'd be good.
Like that, but then and they watch Gohan specifically or just what's going on in general. But then they do like the telepathic shit, and
talk to him.
Yeah, and Goku like talks to fucking Gohan to get in his head. Yes, essentially. That would kind of be fucking good. Like, that would be cool.
I still kind of want to see, and this is just me. This is me being a fanboy. I still kind of want to see, like, the father, son, granddaughter Kamehameha, bro. Like, that would be a cool moment, too. Like, the 3 generations of, like, Goku, Gohan, and Pan. Maybe not for this movie, but maybe later on we could see that. Because that would be kind of dope to see.
I could see that.
Goten in there.
Well, yeah,
maybe.
I can see
but
that
I meant
happening.
Like the bloodline, like the Usos, like the Usos and Roman, bro, the bloodline. Which, by the way, I got this idea for a shirt I'm gonna put out. I'm thinking about it, where I'm gonna take the bloodline shirt, but I'm gonna put Goku.
That would be fire.
I'm thinking about it, bro. Goku, Gohan, Goten, Pan, and then on the table it's gonna be a picture of Bardock and Guinea, bro. It's gonna say the bloodline. I'm thinking about it, bro. Don't steal that idea, bro. I'll sue you. Don't steal that idea, bro. I'm thinking about it, bro. I haven't done it yet, but yeah. Either way, like I'm excited because the finale is going to be different. It's not just going to be like one-on-one, like, because I do think Pan will be involved somehow. I have this weird feeling she'll show some kind of secret power, like basically like the end of Dead Zone, where Gohan came up out of the rubble, something like that. But I don't know if she's gonna beat the final villain, but she'll definitely do something. Like I feel like she's gonna do something by the end of this movie, bro.
Yeah. So to finish what I was trying to add to everything that you guys were saying, like with the whole like they can't get Goku, Vegeta, and Broly involved, right? Something that we talked about here was that with how we know Broly isn't in control of his power yet, and it seems to look like they're on that Beerus planet, and what seems we can assume that they're all 3 of them are there because they're trying to train Broly to help him, harness that. And then we obviously see, and you did a video on it, I did a video on it, where it's like, oh, they're doing Beerus versus Broly.
It looks like it. It could be trailer trickery though.
Yeah,
they love to screw with us, bro. Because not to go into any spoilers, but Sonic 2, that scene where you see Sonic and Tails on the red plane, the movie's version is very different.
Oh, see? Okay, so
remember Avengers Infinity War, the trailer, when you saw Hulk in Wakanda running, but we never saw the Hulk in that scene? They love to do that now, bro.
Yeah. And same thing with Spider-Man No Way Home. Obviously, they couldn't show all 3.
They deleted them, bro. They erased them. And somebody on Twitter caught it and like screenshot and was like, why is Lizard getting hit by no one? Wait a minute. And then we see the movie and it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
So, okay, but I'm sorry. You were saying about Broly and Beerus.
Yeah, so taking that like idea, right? So if when we saw Broly fight against Goku and Vegeta, he was clearly getting beat up. But what happened? Literally on the spot, he kept getting stronger as they were fighting. Literally one of the lines that
he's
Vegeta
a prodigy,
said.
bro.
He's a straight up prodigy. He's the greatest, right? So when they were forced. He pretty much forced their hands to both become Super Saiyan Blues and then retreat for an hour, right? They had to do that or else they would have died. Okay, so I'd imagine that same principle almost happening with Broly versus Beerus, because I'm sure, of course, Beerus is gonna smack up Broly because he's a god, but then Broly's gonna get up, and then they're gonna have then they're gonna have a problem because
they could do a whole movie about that, bro.
And that is what I'm saying, because that is how you keep them away from Earth, because they could have that TV orb that my brother's talking about, right? So they can have an eye on what's going on. Like Whis could be watching and be like, oh my, like they have a lot of, there's some eventful stuff is going on down on Earth, right? And they could be trying to, it could literally be between Beerus, Vegeta, and Goku just trying to, like, you know, get Broly back into a more calm state of mind or something, just to control himself. And they could have that. They could have a little part where it's towards the end of the film and like this big fight is happening down on Earth, and then Whis wants to show Goku like what's going on, and then they have that moment where Goku is like reminding Gohan like, hey, like you can do this, like this, like kind of, it's almost like paying homage to the Cell thing, because again, this goes back to they're getting all the nostalgia, like the big nostalgia out, they're getting it over and done with, and this plays into the whole is gonna be Cell, because it doesn't make any sense how
it's
it
like
could be
a new version of Cell,
naturally, like conceptually it is Cell, even though it's definitely gonna be a new one, right? The design is probably gonna look different. You know, it would be nice if they bring back the original voice actors for the Japanese and the English version, right?
Right. No, they're around. They'll do it.
Yeah. But like just looking at all of what they've shown, like they gave Gohan his old haircut back. He's back in the purple. The Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, two androids. What the hell did Cell do? Absorb them. They're probably gonna get absorbed. 18 has been shown to be in this film. She might end up getting accidentally, like there's gonna be a lot of like nods, I feel like, that are gonna take place into this. And then going to what you were saying about how, like, you know, it would be nice if they did do some type of bloodline Kamehameha, we should call it that, so because it's not like just father son, because it might be father son or daughter or father daughter or whatever, you know. It could be father daughter brothers, you know. You know what I'm saying? So like they could have all that, and I feel like it could definitely happen alongside all this big army battle thing, because like that shit sounds fire. But then when it comes down to like the final thing, like the struggle, like, and like we've been saying, nostalgia clearly sells. If everyone's gonna pop, and this is like one of the best ways that you can get people to stop hating on Gohan so much, and this is how you redeem his character going forward.
We talked about this years ago. We were like, the easiest way to redeem Gohan is to put his family in danger. That's all you gotta do, and they did it. They're doing it. The thing is, too, you know, to your brother's point, if they do keep Goku, Vegeta, Broly off, which I wouldn't have a problem with, the final battle could still be a big war, but it's just Gohan, Piccolo, Goten, Trunks, Krillin, 18, because then at least you've got the side characters actually doing something, and that would kind of be a refreshing take on the... You know, it's different. You know, it's not just... Because if the last movie was essentially just Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and Frieza fighting, that's all it was, then in this movie, you might as well have everybody else play. They could do that as well, and I'd be fine with that. Yeah. But I agree, this power scale with Goku and Vegeta is... I talked about this in videos, bro. Their scale is so much higher than everybody else right now that it's just... They can destroy multiverses at this point, you know, if you believe in that. So, it's just... You know, you would think that Goku would just flick his finger and the entire base would go up. So, they gotta figure something... I don't know. We'll see. I haven't seen the movie yet. That's why I can't confirm anything, because I haven't seen it with my own eyes. Yeah, naturally. So yeah, hopefully, you know, we will see that. I guess the last thing I do want to bring up before we wrap things up here is this is I guess is a funny way to go out, but this Raditz shit, like, like I don't get it, bro. I don't understand how the fandom, bro, I have taught these people, bro. I'm like Moses, bro. I've taught the Jews how to watch out for fake shit, and they're still falling for it, bro. How do you fall for this shit every year, dog? How do you fall for it? And what blows my mind about that picture is that it's obvious that the picture is meant to be like a screen grab, like when you're in the movie theater with your cell phone. Yeah. The motherfucking, excuse me for cursing, you can edit this out if you want. The fucking movie ain't even in theaters yet. Oh, well, Geekdom, maybe it was the Toei hack. If it was the Toei hack, why isn't it pristine, perfect quality if you got it directly from Toei, you moron? Like, it's so obviously fake. And then we got into this debate. There's a huge debate going on right now about, like, what if Raditz came back? And, you know, Masako X is like known as the biggest Raditz fanboy. He did that R&R series and whatnot. But one of the things that Risu on Twitter pointed out, which I was like, that's a very good point, is let's say they do bring Raditz back and they make him a regular character. It's not Raditz. It's going to be a different character. Like, it's Raditz, but it's like not him, because the Raditz that we knew in Dragon Ball Z served his purpose. His purpose was to come to Earth and reveal to Goku who he is. Right. And his purpose was to create that battle where we saw the potential of Gohan and Piccolo was able to kill Goku to lead to Vegeta and Nappa coming. That was why he existed. Adding more character to him makes him a different character. Like, I know it's weird to think about, but it's like you're repackaging him, bro. You're going from Cody Rhodes to Stardust, you know? And then back to Cody Rhodes again. Like, I wouldn't like that. Leave him dead, bro.
It wouldn't be right, because like the power scale too, like he's nowhere to be found. So like,
no,
and it wouldn't make sense for him to just get a power boost out of nowhere, so where he's like on par. Like, that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
That would piss me. That would piss me off, bro. Because when I first heard about Broly coming back, like, I knew that they were going to write a whole new story. It couldn't be the same Z Broly, because he's not part of the main story, so they just redid him altogether, and I like what they did. Right. I like that. So like I said, new Broly is a different character from Z Broly. If they brought Raditz back, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah, you know? We were talking about this too, and I said, for the sake of argument, similar to Rizu, for the sake of argument, I was like, dude, man, if they brought Raditz back, like, you could argue, like, oh, we saw him dead there, but we didn't see what happened to his body after that. Like, we basically made up this whole thing where it's like, well, what if, let's throw the Red Ribbon Army in there. What if they were just driving by and they stumbled upon his body and they decided to keep it, and they've been experimenting on it for all these years? That's such a stretch.
That's the idea that guy who made that image is putting out there.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, yeah, because otherwise I'm just like, no, bro. Like, that, like, it would be really weird and out of place. And like you said, it wouldn't be the Raditz that people would expect. It wouldn't be like, that's Goku's brother, that's Kakarot's older brother, that's the son of Bardock. It would literally be the shell of Raditz, but it would be something completely different, especially if it was being experimented on. Because, like Brandon said, like, this thing, like this thing would end up having to be like jump scaled all the way to some higher level just to even roll with these characters. Because back then it took Piccolo and Goku just to survive, and Goku died in that fight. Like, if they, like you said, he served his purpose. I don't feel like there's realistically any room for him with everything that's going on. Everything that's going on is so much bigger than just, you know, because I feel like people just like to bring characters back for the sake of fucking bringing them back.
Amen, bro. That's why, like, when people get mad, people have gotten mad at me for this. One of the worst, I hate to say this, it's gonna sound fucked up, but hear me out. When somebody says, "Hey, Geekdom, I have a theory," I already cringe. Like, 'cause I've heard it. I have heard this so much throughout the years. Like, I'll tell you one example. Somebody told me, he goes, "Hey, Geekdom, I have a theory." What if inside that tube that Dr. Hito has, that we believe the final villain is in, there's actually nothing in there? It's energy. I'm like, bro, this is Dragon Ball. There has to be somebody in there. There has to be a fight. Are you watching a different show, bro? This is not freaking Stargate SG-1, bro. This is not Star Trek. This is Dragon Ball. There has to be a fight. And like, or for example, Goku Black is Goten. Or stuff like that, where it's like, I am now. Some theories are good. I'm not saying they're not, but when you hear something like, what if they bring back? I hear some stuff, bro. You know, like, what if they bring back like whoever Raditz? What if it's Birder? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if they took the frog Captain Ginyu and cloned it, and it's a giant frog in there? Like, you could come up with anything, but like, can you think for 2 seconds and think, A, does it make sense? B, would Toriyama do it? And C, would it make money? And I don't think Raditz as the main villain, I feel like a lot of fans would probably be let down by that. I think Cell is way more popular than Raditz.
He's a moneymaker. People with, come on. Like, they started off smart with bringing Frieza. Then they gave us, like, in the anime, they literally brought Trunks back. They gave us an evil Goku. All this other stuff in between all of that, setting up the Tournament of Power. And then after that happened,
female Saiyans, female Broly.
They teased Broly before Broly. Come on.
They did. They did.
You know
Kale is like Z Broly, and Super Broly is like a new guy.
Yes, they was priming us, man. They was getting us ready. Just like how before that movie came out, you remember what they did in the theaters for a limited time? They showed the Bardock film, or not the film, but you know what I'm talking about. And the first Broly movie and Fusion Reborn, all within like months before the film. I'm like, guys, these are signs. Like, this confirms that Gogeta is probably going to be in this movie now too. Oh, I don't know, like that. You know, people.
No, I was one of the guys, bro. I was one of the guys who said I would know, because I thought it would be too obvious, right? Like, if they did it like that. But then we start hearing more and more stuff, right? And then the infamous one was the day that the Xenoverse 2 leak came out with Broly and Gogeta. And I remember the minute that came out, I think it was what's his name, bro? Komodo Lloyd on Twitter. He found it. He hacked the Xenoverse 2 game, the data mining, right?
Oh, that's crazy.
I texted a buddy of mine at Bandai, and I said, "Is this true?" He goes, "Oh, that got out." I was like,
I got him.
Yeah.
That's literally how it was. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, because I was sworn not to, but whatever, it's out now, you know. And then he told me that he saw it on a laptop. Like, he told me he saw it on someone's, I'm not going to say no names, but he saw it on someone's laptop at Bandai. And I swear to God, this is exactly how it went down, bro.
Dude, that's crazy. I actually remember the video you made. And you had your disclaimers during this time was so fucking funny. I was like, dude, this guy, he's busting his own balls just to freaking make sure. He's like, guys, I just want to make sure you know, if you do not want to be spoiled, get off the video right now. I still do that.
I still do that. I still do it.
Yeah.
Because one thing I learned is that when you're on YouTube and you have the autoplay function, sometimes it might go to another video, and you're like, let's say you're working, you're in the gym, and you're not paying attention to your phone. And if I start saying, Gogeta's confirmed for the new movie, within the first 5 seconds of the video, you might be fucking throwing your phone down in the gym, bro. You might be. So I just thought, let me just give people time to click off the video, which is actually a bad idea for engagement, but I don't know, bro. I've sacrificed so much for the fandom sometimes they don't even understand. Like, I could be so much more of a clickbaiter than I am, you know, but I don't do it, you know?
Nah. You give the real content, and that's you know, that's why you're in the position that you're in, you know, so.
No matter but we'll see.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, we'll see, and I hope that whether Goku, Vegeta, or Broly are in the final battle or not, I am excited for it to be a big, like, I like the idea of multiple characters jumping in and out of the fight. Like, I like that idea, you know what I mean? Instead of it just being one or two. Yeah, I like that. More of like a battle royale. Because the best scene in Resurrection F, to me, was when the fighters were fighting Frieza's men. That was my favorite fight.
Well, that was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty dope because there was a lot of bodies and it was like action all over the place. Yeah,
I loved it, cool. Bro. I loved it. And now we know Red Ribbon has a new facility. They have new weapons. They have Gamma 1 and 2. Like, there's so much about this movie we don't even know yet, bro. Like, we'll see. I'm excited. I wasn't excited at first. I was skeptical and worried, but now I'm a little bit more excited, bro.
I was the same way.
the hype begins to slowly build, bro.
Yep.
But and by the way, if Super does come back, it's not going to be CG. I can assure you of that.
Oh, it better not be. It better not be.
Hell
they
no,
can't.
bro.
They can't do that to us. The funny thing is, when it comes to that, I was saying that this is just them flexing because they just want to do something different for this film.
Well, that's true, but it's also because they're testing out this technology, because I do feel like down the line we're going to get more CG anime that looks more like regular anime. You know, remember how they started doing in Civil War? We saw like the young Robert Downey Jr., how they were doing the age reversal thing. And then in Mandalorian season 2 finale, we saw Mark Hamill looking like he did in 1983. And then in in Boba Fett, we see him again. Like, so the age reversing technology has improved just in the last 5 years.
Yeah, the tech is only going to get better, so it makes sense for them to like try it with Dragon Ball, because it's like, okay, well, it wouldn't really do us any justice if we tried this with anything else that's not as popular, because if they're doing it with Dragon Ball, it's going to make, like, people are going to go see it no matter what. Like, haters are going to go see it. People that say they're not going to go see it are going to go see it.
They're going to go see it. Yeah. Not to mention, here's a little tidbit for you. Almost every time that an anime movie, not every time, but almost every time uses CGI, it's like a regular anime movie. It's usually for a big fight with multiple characters and multiple. So if they're going to have the big finale be like this, I feel like if Toriyama presented the script and said, okay, the finale is going to be multiple fighters, multiple Red Ribbon Army robots and tanks and all that, it might be easier to go CGI instead of having an animator hand draw 10,000 soldiers. Because with CGI, it's like George Lucas. You can have a million clones. You have a million robots. So it makes sense from a technical perspective. They want to go in this direction. It did not make sense to me until my source told me that the finale is going to have multiple battles going on at once. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, because we're not going to be able to top on Gogeta Broly as far as like the way that looked, but we can definitely do something different. And I think it makes perfect sense, bro. I think that all fits perfectly together, if you ask me. I didn't realize this until like 2 weeks ago.
Word. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, yo, Kai, is there anything that you wanna ask or leave with the folks at home before we wrap up?
I wanted to bring one thing up relating to the manga and this whole idea of Goku trying to figure out who he really is. And I just wanted to slide in this comment to get Geekdom's opinion, which is something we were talking about with, anything Goku can do, Vegeta can do 3 months later, right? And
it seems that way sometimes.
And I'm just sitting here wondering, like, okay, well, if Goku's trying to discover his true self, if he's trying to discover his inner Kakarot, that's just another layer of shit that Vegeta does not have, because he's always been Vegeta.
Okay.
So how are they gonna like rebalance that? That's just, that's another huge step for Vegeta to try to play catch up.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to do. And I don't know, I'm not an oracle, bro. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to have Ultra Ego be Vegeta's separate pathway. Goku's got the Ultra Instinct pathway. Vegeta's got the Ultra Ego pathway, because God of Destruction / Ultra Ego fits with Vegeta's character better than Ultra Instinct does. Goku's the consummate martial artist, so Ultra Instinct goes with him better. Vegeta's the consummate Ultra Ego. Who's to say that if Vegeta masters Ultra Ego and Goku masters Ultra Instinct, they're not going to be at least relative to each other, but they'll have access to different abilities. That's why I think Primal Instinct would be good for Broly, because then he can have his own, everybody has their own pathway. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly how it should be. Broly should have his, Vegeta already has his, and then, Goku's got Ultra Instinct. But what I'm trying to say is, like, they all have their own paths, but now Goku's about to get another layer to his shit. He's about to discover his true self. He's about to release his inner ape, all this other shit, and Vegeta has what? He's been the Prince of All Saiyans. He's been down to himself this whole time. He knows who he truly is, or so we think.
That's a good point. I think, and I could be wrong, if they go to Sadala, he can find out more about, like, the Saiyan's origins there, but I also feel like Vegeta got so much development in Dragon Ball Z. Like Goku got some in Dragon Ball, but I feel like Vegeta's probably the most developed character from where he was at to the end. So I think he already got a lot of his development. I mean, he started out, what people don't understand about that, and I gotta do a whole video on this, bro, but I'm saving it for when Super comes back, because I'm gonna have more subscribers. I have a big ass video plan called The History of Goku versus Vegeta. It's gonna be like an hour-long video, and we're gonna be oh no, it's great. But I have a lot of ideas I haven't given out yet, but I'll tell you a little bit. So Vegeta's character, the reason why he's trying to play, it's not that he's trying to play catch up. When he grew up in a class-based system. He was told his whole life, you're the strongest because you're Vegeta, you're the son of the king, blah, 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 and you were born with a high power level. So he's an aristocrat. He believes just because he's a super elite that he's better than Goku. So he comes to Earth and he fights Goku. Goku and him fight. Goku does Kaioken and he fucks him. And he messes him up, right? I'm not trying to curse here. And Vegeta can't understand it. And then what happens? We go on to the Namek Saga. Vegeta dies at the hands of Frieza. Before he does, he tells Goku, because he knew Goku was the one. He's like, Frieza must die at the hands of a Saiyan. That leads to Goku turning Super Saiyan. And then after that, the arc becomes Vegeta playing catch up to Goku. But what makes his character arc so interesting is that the entire time he's trying to figure out why a low-class warrior is stronger than somebody who was told his whole life. Imagine if you were told your whole life, you're the best, no one's better than you represent our race, you are this, you are that, and then you meet some puny punk on Earth and he whoops your ass. Like, that crushes your what? Your ego, bro. That's what it comes down to. So when we get to the Buu Saga, and I did a whole video on this called Majin Vegeta Explained, where the reason why he turned Majin Vegeta, people get that scene so confused. They think that the reason why he became Majin is because he wanted to be evil again. And I don't remember what the dub did, but we're talking about the Japanese version. He wanted to be evil again. That's not what it was. He saw when Goku fought Yakun and he did his Super Saiyan 2 that Goku was higher than Vegeta. He remembered that when Sopopovich got because you remember Mr. Satan told him, Sopopovich is a weakling. Why is he so strong? He knew that Babidi's Majin power would give him a power boost to even him out with Goku. So he allowed Babidi to take over his brain in order to give him the Majin upgrade so he could fight toe-to-toe with Goku, which was a very selfish thing. Which is why when him and Goku are fighting, Vegeta's like, I want to be evil. And go watch that again. Go watch those episodes again. It's Dragon Ball Z episode 229 to 235. Go watch it again. And they're fighting, right? And he's like, Goku's like, you're lying. You're lying. He straight up called him a liar, bro. Like, they're having this awesome back and forth. I love the Majin Vegeta stuff for that reason. And so then Vegeta realizes when Majin Buu's unleashed, he realizes, like, what have I done? Like, what have I done? I selfishly wanted to fight Goku, and because of that, now we got another problem. So he knocks out Goku, and then he atones for his sins, which is why he sacrifices himself or whatever. And then at the end of the series against Kid Buu, he finally realizes when he says Goku's number one, it's not that he was going to stop trying to beat him. It's not that he was going to stop training. It's that he acknowledges that, yes, you were born with a low power level, but you, in spite of being born with a low power level, you overcame it and you were better than me. And that's why it's a great moment for that character. And when people say online, oh, well, Dragon Ball Super went back on that. No, it didn't, because Vegeta never said he wasn't going to stop trying to surpass Goku. He just said that he acknowledges the fact that even though Goku was born weak, he overcame it, bro. It's the Prince and the Pauper, bro.
Dude, anyone saying that Super tried to retcon that's some bullshit, because Vegeta has stated himself multiple times that Goku is literally his measuring stick.
Yes.
And he said that, and what I love about one of the great lines of Resurrection F is when he tells Frieza, I need him to live, because I love that scene.
Yes.
So think about it. They're living their life, right? Boom, 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 boom. And then they meet Broly. And Goku and Vegeta are like, wait a minute. Like, both of them were shook. They were like, wait a minute. Where is this guy? Where is this dude freaking been? And they were both like eager to fight him, and they were all happy. Go ahead, sorry.
You know how bad it is when Vegeta's asking for the sensu.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. That's why I love that, bro. Like, I love how they threw Broly in there as a monkey wrench. Like, they thought they were the last ones, right? And then it's like, okay, then here comes this guy, you know. But yeah, so that's the I didn't mean to go into all that stuff on your show, but I mean, it's a podcast. Good, like, that's the character arc of Vegeta, bro. Like, and that's why I like what they're doing with him now, because Ultra Ego's great, bro. Like, that's a great. It's not, instead of chasing after Goku, he's doing his own thing, and I like that. Like, I genuinely like that. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I do like it. I know we're gonna see that form again, bro. You could ask yourself another question: why are there no Ultra Ego toys, bro? Where's the Ultra Ego Banpresto toys?
They're waiting. You're right, man. The anime. It's upon us.
Where's the Moro toys? Dude, I got a boy on Facebook who makes these things. Like, he makes like his own figures and he sells them. He's making Moro toys. Where's Banpresto and Bandai with the toys, man? What's going on?
That's true.
Where's all the Moro Arc T-shirts, bro, and the Granola T-shirts? It ain't no accident, bro.
Yeah,
so
right.
Anyways, I don't know if I answered the question, bro, but we're talking about Dragon Ball. And we could talk for hours.
Everyone looking for their own power source. We have Goku Ultra Instinct, Vegeta with Ultra Ego, and hopefully Broly with Primal Instinct. And Gohan's looking for his own shit too. So where is everybody needs to have their own thing. We cannot have them write in some bullshit during critical times like this and some deep lore related just storytelling.
Well, they kind of are doing that because remember, Kale has like a form that's similar to Dragon Ball Z Broly's legendary Super Saiyan, but it's like her version of it. They call it like Berserk or whatever. And then Trunks has his version of Rage. So like, and then Broly's got what you mentioned earlier, the Uzaru inside of you, and then he can power up to like his. It's weird because you know how Broly at the end of the film when he's got like the green hair and he's Broly, but that version of Broly, the official name for that version of Broly is Full Power Broly. That's it. There's no like Super Saiyan. They're just Full Power Broly. So it's weird that like we haven't got an official name for that yet. But I do agree that I think everyone's going their own way, bro. Piccolo's got yellow skin now. What does that mean?
Right.
You know. I like that though. I like that everybody's going
special
their
beams
own way.
are getting a lot more special.
Yeah.
Very special, bro. Like the short bus. You can cut that out if you want, or you can leave it. I don't care.
Nah, this is all quality content right here, man. Damn, we really can't go for hours. I don't want to keep you too long though, but Brandon, you got anything left you want to ask or say? Leave the people at home.
Nah, man. Stay positive. Stay up. Continue life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Geekdom as the guest of honor for this anniversary special.
I hope I did better this time than last time, bro.
Oh man, you know what? And Kai actually found it. You were on for episode 7, so it's been literally 43 episodes, bro.
All I know is that on that episode, I was on Planet Vampa, bro, sucking that tail from that animal, bro. I was on Vampa, bro. I was not on Earth, bro.
Yeah. But hey, this was a great one, and I mean, I would love to have you back on for another one in the future. As for in general, just because it's always great to talk to you about this shit.
It's always a good time, bro. I like talking about the deeper aspects of the show. Like, what's funny before you close out? You can always tell what kind of fan and this is not really like a bad thing, but like you can tell, like how when you're really into something like sports or like. Dragon Ball, whatever, you can tell within like 5 minutes, like who's a real fan and who's not. Right. Sometimes, like if I go to a con and I hear somebody say something like, Yamcha sucks, Bruce Faulconer's the best, like I already know what I'm in for, right? I can't talk to him about Toriyama. I can't talk to him about Journey to the West. But if I got a dude who's holding like the Dragon Ball anniversary book, I'm like, okay, maybe I could talk to him about it. Like same thing with like wrestling, bro. Like when you have somebody somebody who's like, AEW sucks, WWE rocks, you're like, all right, like, or the other way, AEW rocks, WWE sucks, you're like, all right. But if you have somebody who's like, yo, I love New Japan and AEW and WWE. I was like, okay, I can talk to this person. They're not freaking crazy. They're not out of their freaking minds. People are very tribalist, bro. But like I was just saying, you can tell like you can tell the kind of fan someone is. So I tend to stay away from like, you know, you ever have a conversation with somebody where you're like kind of like hoping it ends, bro? Like you're talking to someone, right? And he just keeps talking, and I'm just like, yeah, like you know what I'm saying? And then yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, but like you know, like they're saying something that you know would never happen, like. Somebody was saying something like, hey, do you ever think that Dragon Ball could be aired daily in Japan? And I'm thinking, like every day, like Monday through Friday, I'm like, do you realize how much time it takes to do one episode of anime, bro? They would have to pre-plan it for 10 years, bro. Like, there's no way they could do that. Like, no anime's ever been daily, bro. It's never happened. Even, like, stuff like Doraemon. The fact that South Park gets their stuff out so fast is pretty shocking. But what I'm saying is, like, I like talking about this stuff when it's like, you know, good stuff, like interesting stuff is what I'm trying to say. And this has all been very interesting because we're eating good right now, but we're gonna be eating real good later when those damn Moro toys finally come out, bro. Where's they at, bro? Where they at?
They're gonna. I can imagine he's gonna have some dope statues. Like I don't know if you see it, but I got the new Broly one right there,
bro. And I'm glad you brought that up. How many Broly and Gogeta Blue toys are there? Thousands.
Oh, shitload. Oh, my God,
bro,
yes.
When that movie first came out, there were 15 Gogeta Blue toys just in the first month. Now, they got big ones. They got little ones. They got him doing this. They got him doing this. They got him doing that. They got the movable ones. They milk these characters, bro.
The merch will go crazy. Once that anime hits, yeah. They can have the SH figure arts and all that.
Well, one thing we could talk about before we close out is, have you noticed that in all the toys, we have not seen yet an Ultra Instinct Goku or an Ultra Ego Vegeta with all the superhero toys? So a lot of people think that it's possible that we're not going to see those forms in this movie, which would kind of suck because, like, we do want to see those forms animated, but, like, that could be a possibility. I don't know, but that could be something that happens. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like.
But they could also be hiding things too.
Oh yeah, naturally. You know, like that's like how when Goku sharded Ultra Instinct in the Broly movie when he was just trying to go Super Saiyan Blue.
God.
Like,
yeah, that was.
When I was sitting in the theater, so when Funimation invited us to go see it a week early. Yo, me and Brandon was sitting there, and we saw that for like all of the 1.5 seconds that it was on the screen, and I swear we were just like floating, like just like this kid held my arm. He was like, ah, like he screamed. We noticed shit like that, man. Like everybody freaking noticed it.
Why couldn't we get the full form in the theater with the Shintani style, with like a whole violin orchestra doing the violin? That's what everybody wants, and instead we're getting a Gohan story. Thanks. Thanks. You know, I'm happy for him, bro.
Yeah. Well, is there anything that you want to plug for yourself? I know I'm sure everyone that's watching us is definitely already watching you, but whatever you got coming up, anything you want to plug, your stream, anything like that?
Me? I mean, Geekdom101 is the channel. World of Geekdom is the second channel. Twitch, it's Geekdom Big D, I think. Or no, Big D Geekdom101. I have different names on different platforms because sometimes people steal the Geekdom101 name, which irritates me. Yeah. But that's the place to go. I mean, I'm looking right now what I have up, and what's the next bit? Well, when is this going up? It depends on when this is going up.
So these go up on Fridays. But I usually
Friday?
have like but I usually have like cut up versions, like with like certain topic discussions as their own videos.
Well,
Yeah.
Just go to Geekdom101 and click whatever you want. There's a playlist right there that says the best of Geekdom101 and has all the videos that I think are the best ones. And look at that. The fifth one there says, why do Goten and Trunks not have tails? So I gotta send you the Arcosian video, bro. I didn't know you had not seen that one.
Please, yeah, no, I didn't know you did that. I would have freaking watched that shit for real. So
that's an oldie, bro. That was in 2017, but I'm proud of that one because nobody else is covering it.
See, that's what's up. More shit to talk about.
You know what? I have a quick closing question.
Go ahead.
So we got the Broly man here in the chat. We got the Goku Black man in the chat. And Geekdom, I've always seen your picture as Frieza. Would you call yourself the Frieza man?
I think
so. All
so.
right.
Absolutely.
Sounds good to me. I had to know. I needed to know the truth.
That's my favorite character in the series, and not
great.
because I agree with his philosophy, because I'm not a racist, slave owning, immature.
Right, I hear you.
I'm not, but he's a great villain, bro. I just love the fact that he's so arrogant and he has such a big ego. I'll plug that. There's a video on my channel that's 30 minutes long called the Brilliance of Goku versus Frieza, where I go into that fight in explicit detail.
I watched that this week.
It's a good one, bro. And I talk about what really Toriyama was telling us, and a real deep breakdown of the fight, bro. I'm very proud. That video took me 2 months to do. That was a big one.
I literally watched that this week for the first time, and I was all for it.
Okay, nice. Good. Well, I might do one about Gohan and Cell at some point, considering that the rumors, but we'll wait till we get confirmation.
Get the timing right. Yeah.
There's different stuff with that fight,
See, and that's one of the things that drives me crazy too. Is so many directions Dragon Ball could take that would be absolutely amazing, and it's just I feel like the storytelling potential is just dropping with some of the stuff that they choose to do. Perfect example I'm always gonna bring up is the Goku Black ending, snapping their fingers and just ending the whole arc for no reason. That was just trash. But one thing that we discussed is just we're talking about the Saiyans and them getting stronger and the true Super Saiyan, all this crazy shit, grade 8 primal instinct, but I still think that the Frieza race is the number one in the universe, because they don't have to do anything and they excel at everything. But we have not seen this man's race, his planet, his lineage. We've seen his daddy
and his brother in movies.
And his brother. Not even enough though.
And his ancestor and other bullshit.
His ancestor. and his son.
Dude, we gotta see his great ancestor walk in.
That's the thing. Toriyama has lore for some things, but there's other things that, have we ever seen Yamcha's mom or Krillin's mom? It took us 20, 30 years to see Goku's mom. We never even saw Vegeta's mom. There's a lot of things that never get shown to us.
Okay, but we're talking about a whole separate race that's causing tyranny. That's kind of a bigger problem than some humans' family.
I know, bro.
Some
but the
Z
Dragon
Warriors
Ball,
family.
Brother, I agree with you, but the Dragon Ball fandom is weird sometimes, dude.
I know that.
Bro, they're into some things. I mentioned Masako. I love Masako, bro, but him doing that fan fiction of him shipping Launch and Raditz, I voiced on it and it was fun, but it's this would never happen, you know what I mean? But it's still fun, the shipping community is interesting, but yeah, I will like to know more about them too.
Word, yeah. Frieza is his whole race is
He's
something
a
that
staple.
They need to that in itself deserves its own series of episodes, films, manga adaptations. They could really go in on that shit. Listen, and I feel like we've talked about this before. Dragon Ball could literally be its own big Star Wars or Marvel Cinematic Universe type shit, where they could take it from any such angle, from whatever character standpoint at any point in time, if they really wanted to make it like that, and it would be fire. And I think Frieza definitely it should be one of the first things that they revisit whenever that time comes.
They need to do a movie, bro, where they don't say nothing. They keep it all quiet, and the movie ends with the main characters losing, and then it's Infinity War, bro, to be continued. That would be something, bro, because then they're gonna
good to be true.
No, bro, they build up so much hype with that. They lose. Nobody expects that to be continued.
Right.
That's for later.
We talked about that too.
Goku,
when they need to take an L.
I'm saying all the good guys lose. Do a 2-part Janemba movie where in the first movie they lose and then it's to be continued. Then the second movie they come back and win. They beat them with the Universal Spirit Bomb. Here's how I would book it. They do Gogeta. They do Ultimate Gogeta, which is Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct, right? This is wild. This is wild right here. And they're fighting, right? And Janemba punch, and you're thinking it's over. Gogeta's about to slaughter Janemba, just like in Fusion Reborn, right?
Right.
Janemba one-shots Gogeta and splits him from Fusion. And we're in the movie theater what? And then it ends with Goku gathering energy from all 12 universes. Jiren, everybody's got their hands up, but he makes the multiversal. Think about how wild that would be. The multiversal spirit bomb. Why can't we get, you know what's going to happen, bro?
That would be
like,
huge.
That could happen one day. That could happen
and then he throws it at Janemba, and that's the last story. That's Dragon Ball's over after that, bro. But you can't get bigger than that. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
He said that shit's
Dude, the way they're writing this shit, he doesn't need energy from all the universes. Just call Oob again.
Or call Whis.
Oh,
No, what I want, bro, I want a movie where they fight a new villain and Beerus gets his ass kicked, bro. I would love that.
I swear to God, if that happens in this next movie, I'm going to lose it.
I don't think it will in this one, but I think down the road, they got to run into some evil god who actually, and then Beerus is like, don't worry, you're mortals, I'll take care of him, and he gets whooped, bro.
Yes.
Can you imagine the movie theater shock of seeing this man get whooped the same way Goku got whooped in Battle of Gods? People would have heart attacks, bro. Especially Facebook.
Bro, I think that would
Honestly,
be its own fucking problem.
I think if anyone's going to do it, I think Frieza's got to do it.
Dude, I was hearing that back when Resurrection F was coming out, bro. That
Yeah,
Frieza's going to be
Frieza's got to be the next god of destruction. He's lined up so
I did a
perfectly
video
for
about
that role. It's got to be him.
Do you understand how much powerful Frieza has to get to even fight him?
I feel like he could.
Do you
though.
realize how
He
quickly
could.
he can do it?
Oh,
though?
I know
true.
that. I know
That's
that
true.
too. But he has to put in the time. That's the thing. Or they have to make him put
he
it
has
in.
to put in the time, but
Yes.
that's the key word. The key word is time. Put him in the room of spirit and time, bro.
Dude,
put him in
he
there for a
just
day.
discovered fusion for the first time in the Broly movie, and it caught him off guard. He was like, "Who the hell are you? What is this? Are you kidding me? Y'all did that? Oh, maybe I should hit up someone."
That's what I'm saying. Like
the cooler
when he
tease.
comes back,
Right.
He's not gonna come back alone. I've
He
said this a
can't come
million
back
times.
alone.
I mean, I would love it if Cooler was like, they have to come up with a reason why he's never been around, right? So maybe he's like trapped somewhere, or like, you know, maybe he's like he lost his memory or something. You know what I mean? They have to come up with
they,
a
though?
reason. Well, I mean, it wouldn't make sense if we're in Universe 7 and all of a sudden Cooler shows up out of nowhere. Oh, I just
But,
been
like-
chilling this whole time.
I mean, I know it's not canon, but the story that they played out back then was that, you know, Frieza and Cooler never got along. So
Right.
it would make sense that they stayed out of each
They could
other's
do
way
that,
for so
yeah.
long.
Yeah,
And if
but
Cooler never really got that much strength, you know, he didn't play a key role in any of these stories until now for whatever fucking reason. Yeah.
well, I'm just saying, like, that's true, but now we've seen so much more of Universe 7. We've had Frieza's forces come back, and it's like,
Right.
they would have to write a reason as to why he's never gotten involved. Like, now, because it's been so many years later. You know, so
Right.
I think, I mean, I'm not saying that they couldn't do it, but they have to come up with a reason that's logical. Like, where's he been this whole time?
I don't
Yeah.
know, dude. When it comes to Dragon Ball and logic, I've really given up sometimes. Like,
Sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes.
they really got me fucked up sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's true. It's true. I mean, damn. Like when it comes to that,
Yeah.
I think that it's yeah. They would obviously have to make it make sense because, you know, obviously, like, to answer the question, like, oh, like, where has he been this entire time? But like, when you think of it that way, like, Frieza really hasn't ever needed a reason to bring up his brother, because just going off of how his personality is and how he thinks he's the shit and how he's the best
Right.
anyway, like, he like, that could be a part of him that actually grows as a character, to where after all these years of getting whooped by the very monkeys that he tried to eradicate, now enough is enough. He sees what can happen in a few months' time of actual training,
Right.
and now with this new all these new things that he just sees, okay, if these monkeys are constantly getting stronger as they fight, and I know that I can clearly get stronger if I even tried to just give a shit, then I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna reconcile with my own kind and really show who the strongest race is in the universe, and they're gonna try to get their redemption against the Saiyans like that.
I
Like,
would
that's
love
easy.
that, but it was said in one of the guidebooks, and I don't remember which one, that Frieza himself is a mutant of his own race. So the other ones are presumably not that strong. Like, that's the way it was. It was an old guidebook. Now, Toriyama could just erase that because they've done it before.
Actually.
But yeah, they've done it before. But like,
they retcon everything, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, Goku being a Saiyan is a retcon. That wasn't the original plan. He was just a monkey boy.
He was just right.
Toriyama went 3 years before introducing that concept, and then the rest of the show became about them. To this day.
To this
day. Everything changed. It might be, you know what, bro? If I were to think about it, Darth Vader being Luke's father and the Saiyan is probably the two most important retcons of any franchise in history, bro. I gotta think about that. But I feel like those two are the two biggest, bro, ever. I can't think of any other thing, bro. Because in the original Star Wars, Vader was never Luke's father, bro. That was an idea that he came up with when he was in Mexico writing Empire Strikes Back. So in the first Star Wars film, there's no hints to him being his father. That's a retcon. And so again, like, and same thing with Goku being an alien. So I think they're both like, they've changed everything. They changed everything. Star Wars cannot even work without Anakin Skywalker anymore. Same thing with Dragon Ball working without the Saiyans. You know?
Yeah, nah. They're too deep in there. They're
too deep. Vegeta, Gohan, Frieza. We wouldn't know any of the space stuff or the God stuff without that retcon.
All that shit.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild, bro. It makes you think.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Well, I'm happy that we got a solid like 2-hour show with you. That's a 50th anniversary special talking about all this stuff. And look forward to you know, obviously more coming out in time. Next episode should be talking about the new chapter, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens next in that story. But guys, obviously make sure you are liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell for the notifications, because you know you need to get alerted as to when these podcast episodes go live. And if you obviously, I'm sure you enjoyed hearing the man himself, the big booty daddy himself, Geekdom101 here, and you want to see him back, obviously let us know. I mean, we're probably gonna have him back on whether you say so or not. Let's keep it a buck. But either way, say goodbye for now, and we'll be back sooner than later. It's been your boy Ooch. We got the homie Kai, brother Ooch, and Geekdom. Take care of yourselves. May the power protect. Keep it locked, loaded right here on this channel. Stay safe, stay clean, stay inside. We'll see y'all next time.